Ah, Denmark, a place of beauty, pastries, and Danish people. Una and I decided to visit this lovely city, and we stayed in the 25 Hours Hotel, a boutique hotel pretty much in the center of Copenhagen, which had some very nice rooms to it, including this bar, a reading room with lovely soft couches, a room where you can listen to LPs directly from those shelves there on a record player. Absolutely stunning place. The room itself was modern, spacious, and even had a bicycle on the wall that you could take down and take around the city if you so wished. After checking in, we decided to head over to the world-famous Nyhavn port in central Copenhagen, adorned with very colourful houses on the left and right banks of that inlet. Here's an obligatory picture, of course. The next morning, we decided to jump aboard a train and head to Kronborg Castle, aka Hamlet's Castle from Shakespeare's play. And this city has a fantastic transport system. We took the metro quite a number of times, which was absolutely a great way to get around the city. But this time we took a train north to Kronborg. This train was a double-decker train. It had quite a panoramic view from the top level. This is it. And that's an obligatory photo from the top deck. Once we got there, we had a quick look around the town itself, but we did see that eerie castle just in the north, as well as Sweden on the other side of the coast, as there were ferries going to and fro. Malmo in Sweden and Kronborg Castle here in Denmark. The castle itself, like I said, was featured or was inspiration for William Shakespeare for his play Hamlet. Here is a metallic map, 3D map of the castle and grounds. You can see the star-shaped ramparts all around the castle. It's got a large courtyard, as you can see here. And quite a beautiful morning that we had there. We were very blessed with the weather for the entire trip. Inside here is the chapel within the castle walls itself. The chapel is obviously a Protestant denomination, and the chapel, as well as the whole castle, is quite minimalist in its decorations. Only small bits of gold, lots of craftsmanship in the wood, but ultimately isn't too lavish. This day we had the chapel just to Una and myself. There were one or two people who came and went, but very, very quiet and solemn place. There's an organ just above the pews at the back. So underneath the castle itself, there are plenty of tunnels which house the army. Frederick II built this Renaissance castle between 1574 and 1585. This is Halsgaard Danske. He's been asleep down in the underground passages of Kronborg's castle casemates. He has been so for hundreds of years, and he will only wake up if Denmark is threatened by enemies, and he will wake up to defend his country. Quite a cool myth. I can't explain to you how dark these chasms were, and it was absolutely quite an experience. Only partially lit up, sporadically by these little oil lamps.
Folks, it's a real flame, isn't it?
And Una has just climbed all 145 steps up to the very, very top. And that's sort of just there. Fair play to you, Una.
So as you can see, Una took some great panoramic views after she climbed all of those steps herself. Me, I couldn't do it. Thanks, Una. Some really good views here. There were multiple floors to this building, and inside King Frederick's chambers and royal halls, we've seen some fabulous paintings and yeah, you didn't see that. We've seen paintings and these tapestries. Originally, every single wall was covered top to toe in tapestries, but only a couple of these remained. Here's some views out to the ramparts looking across to Malmo in Sweden.
What house you have here, Emma? Show us around. Lovely pictures and ladies and all. I'd say it's probably a dead end.
Når jeg var i sigte, skred jeg Pommern til. Og jeg har siddet her i mange dage. Min mor, hun er dronning, og hun siger af og til.
Afterwards, we headed outside Kronberg Castle back into Helsingor, the town just outside, and viewed some of their medieval side streets. Really beautiful town. In that town, they had a large warehouse which contained many eateries and pubs, and some really great street food options here. Once we had a coffee, we jumped back on a train and took the hour journey back into Copenhagen. When we arrived back there, we decided to head over to the Assisten Cemetery, a famous graveyard which holds the grave of Hans Christian Andersen. This place was very serene and looked absolutely beautiful in the sunshine. As you can see, quite a lot of people to this day come to this site and pay their respects. The next day, we came back to Nyhavn and jumped aboard one of their canal cruises. This wasn't an expensive cruise, and we took the first one of the day, which was 10:30. As you can see here, quite a lot of bicycles flying around. This is pretty much the main mode of transport a lot of the locals take. This is the first of many bridges that we passed under on our boat canal tour. That's an Irish gentleman there in the shades. There's only 4 of us on the boat. Once we left Nighthaven and out into the wider harbour, we took a trip around Paper Island there. We also seen a seaplane land which takes people on tours around Copenhagen, as well as trips over to Malmo in Sweden. That's a water taxi, which is also part of their transport system. We also even seen the Little Mermaid statue there, that green statue on the rock. It was tiny. Unexpectedly tiny. Many boats here moored along the canals in Copenhagen. And that's one of their famous churches with a spiral all the way to the top, which you can walk up. This is the Black Diamond Library, which causes a fascinating reflection back onto the water at certain points in the day, early in the morning. So after Nighthaven, we headed back over to the world famous Tivoli amusement park. This place was absolutely fantastic. Una was a champ. She went on absolutely every ride here in this park. Me, I went on one and pretty much call it a day. I used the excuse of me filming it, or filming Una, should I say, on each of the rides to to save my bacon. Enjoy. Tivoli Gardens, a renowned amusement park in Copenhagen, is the world's second oldest amusement park. Tivoli was inspired by European pleasure gardens, particularly the Jardin de Tivoli in Paris, and it quickly became a popular destination for locals and tourists all over Europe. Over the years, Tivoli has expanded and undergone renovations and improvements in modern technologies while retaining its historic charm. Tivoli Gardens has become a national treasure and an international attraction, offering a unique blend of entertainment, culture and history. And yes, that is Una on this ride, which literally made me sick. That's her there, just on her own. Good Lord. And again, that's Una just sitting on the seat herself. This thing must have been, it looked like 400, 500 feet in the air. I can't believe she's done this. The park itself had lovely different designs around it, including that Japanese lake and gardens, which were absolutely fantastic to look at. This ride was a drop of death. It was sitting next to a very, very brave young boy here. This one I would not be caught dead on. You would not catch me dead on this thing. Yikes. Yeah, that's in it. Absolutely fine. So is that kid. I do feel absolutely ashamed. This one was even worse, and Una did admit that this was probably the worst one of the day. Once you got up there and those circles started spinning, you literally felt like you were being slingshotted. And this was at the corner of the park, so at those outward stages, she was over the traffic on the adjoining roads. She did not enjoy this. This one was pretty cool as it was just a giant swing, but with water features just underneath you. Those water features just turned off in time just as you were about to splash into them. Great engineering work. And yeah, waste of water. This is one of the few rides I did get on, but this one I didn't feel too safe on. Being a larger than normal person, this one and those chains I did put a lot of trust in. That didn't make me feel safe. This ride itself didn't open up until 6 p.m. that evening, but you can probably see why, because the huge queue was building about an hour before then, but this ride was insane. Loop-de-loops, spins, Una was in the front row. The following day, we decided to head over to the gardens in central Copenhagen. This castle is called Rosenborg Castle, a beautiful building which houses the crown jewels. Fortunately, we didn't go in to tour it that day, but we've seen some videos online which show the crown jewels, as well as all of the other treasures they have in there. The park itself is a public park, and it is absolutely stunning even in early spring, summer. We spent an hour or two here just walking around the park itself, and there was quite a lot of tour groups going into the castle, as well as some people looking over to the defending army barracks just beyond there to the left. You can see some of the soldiers doing drills. Later that day, we decided to leave the park and head over to the adjoining botanical gardens. This for me was a highlight for the day because these grounds are absolutely beautiful, as well as within the Palm House building itself, absolutely stunning. And there's a little red-headed squirrel. Probably just woken up from his slumber looking for his nuts. This was the Palm House, which housed all different South American plants. In here it was absolutely sweltering, but the plants themselves were well worth it. Beautiful. Una decided to climb the spiral staircase up to the top deck and have a look from above. Come on down, the price is right. The main reason why I wanted to visit Denmark was to go to one of the concerts held by the Dior Concert House. This was an orchestra which played science fiction movie themes, including Star Wars, Star Trek, amongst others. Being there in the hall was absolutely amazing. The space itself was beautiful. The orchestra were absolutely fantastic, and well, they're famous on YouTube, so you can go check them out. David Bateson was also their narrator. He's also a resident with the Dior Concert House and the orchestra. You might know David Bateson as the voice of Hitman Agent 47 in IOI Games, a company based in Denmark. So that was our couple of days trip to Copenhagen, an absolutely beautiful city with great people, great restaurants, great atmosphere and nightlife. The cost of everything in Denmark is roughly very similar to the cost of food and whatnot in Ireland. They use the kroner, not the euro, but using cards or Revolut cards is absolutely fine over there. I found I never had to withdraw cash or use any currency exchange because it's a very digital city. Everything is paid by point of sale through your phone or your contactless payments through your card. So absolutely top-notch city to visit, and I will go back again. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this short video, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.